Okay, we're writing a personal narrative. So we had a brainstorming time on Friday. So you should have your brainstorming out story ready to go so we can write today. And you should also have your questions that you answered for your brainstorming. If I can find it in my packet. There it is. The who, the what, the when, and the where. You should have this ready to go. Okay, so you should have both of these. And I'm going to flip my packet. You should have this on the left side of your folder. Okay, if you're not sure where it is, no big deal. You won't need to write in it today. I hope that you would have removed this sheet. Otherwise, go find it. Pause the video and try to find it, okay? Then, I'm going to read you and sing you a song to the tune of Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Okay? So this is to get us ready for our narrative. Do you want to tell a story? Just write a narrative. Tell about who was with you, where you were, and tell us what you did. It's really very easy. Just close your eyes and picture it in your head. Do you want to tell a story? I'd really love to read your story. Your narrative. Okay, so that's my Do You Want to Write a narrative song from Do You Want to Build a Snowman? Okay, so do you want to tell a story? Just write a narrative. Tell us about who was with you, where you were, and what you did. Okay, so here we are, my out story. Okay, I'm going to make sure I have my time words ready as well. If you don't have them, just look at Miss Bonnie's, okay? Time words, beginning. Today we are writing our beginning of our out story. Okay? Before we do, let's take a look at our model. Okay, I've got my beginning. One sunny day, I went to the pet store. So the picture matches. You already have pictures. If you do not have pictures yet, you need to stop the video and create the pictures of your story, beginning, middle, and end. Otherwise, this will be too hard. You will need to have your brainstormed sketches out. One sunny day, I went to the pet store. So I know I need a beginning time word. So I'm going to take out my time words. I'm going to choose what beginning I want. Do I want one day, a long time ago, on a cold winter day, on a hot summer day, on a warm spring day? What do I want at the beginning of my story? Miss Bonnie wants one day. So I'm going to start with one day. You should be using pencil. Miss Bonnie is using a marker so you can see it really well, but you are using a pencil. And after one day, I'm going to put a comma because when I read it, that is where I'll pause. One day, and I'm going to say when I was 20 years old. One day, when, I'm going to say when it was, one day when I was 20 years, there's a vowel team, E-A, years old, period. Oh, comma. One day when I was 20 years old, notice I have two commas. The reason I'm putting commas there is because that is where I want to pause when I read it. One day when I was 20 years old, I was dancing in ballet class. I was I've got a soft C because I have ing afterwards. I was dancing in ballet. Now, ballet, it looks like ballot, but it's not an English word, so it actually is spelled B-A-L-L-E-T. Okay, so it doesn't look the way it sounds. In ballet class. And that's the end of my sentence. One day when I was 20 years old, I was dancing in ballet class. Now, if you notice, my sentence is really long. My middle is probably going to be very short, and my end might be a little bit longer. I can always use extra writing paper. You have an extra packet of writing paper provided for you. So let's say your out story is longer than this paper. You can take this writing paper out and continue writing on one of these sheets of paper. No big deal. So let's say when you get to the end, you have no more space. This is when you would use this. But we won't address this quite yet because you're only writing your beginning today. Okay, so this is my beginning. I have a time word. I have a time words. One day. These are beginning words. One day, comma, when I was 20 years old, comma, I was dancing in ballet class, period. Okay, so let's talk about part of our story, what makes a narrative. Okay, we're doing our beginning today. Okay, we've already chosen the seed story. That was dancing, my out story in ballet class. That is my seed story. That's my small story of an experience that happened to me. Out story in I said ballet story in ballet class. Out story in ballet class. That is my seed story. Okay, I haven't talked about feeling words because first I have to say where and when. So today, when you write your beginning, you need to tell me where and when. Where was it? It was in ballet class. When was it? I was 20 years old. Okay, so that tells anybody who knows me knows that I'm 33 now. 20 years old, that was 13 years ago. So I could have said one day, 13 years ago, I was dancing in ballet class, or I can say one day when I was 20 years old, I was dancing in ballet class. So the first sentence tells me where and tells me when. Okay, so you are making sure your first sentence tells me where and tells me when. Okay, so I look forward to seeing the beginning of your story. Have some fun today.